evening and welcome to Camnet TV main news today, the 23rd of July in the year 2026. Let's now take a look at the news headlines. Government challenges media to uphold ethics in election coverage. High Court takes over XAVIER CHUNGU'S sedition case. LUSAKA driver jailed 2 years for smuggling Ethiopian migrants. In international news, US and Iran trade strikes as Tehran blocks tankers from Strait of HORMUZ. In sports, Copper Queens leave for WAFCON despite narrow Algeria defeat. Join us for these and many more stories after the break.
For immediate coverage of any breaking or latest news in Zambia and around the world on Camnet television, call the numbers on your screen. Camnet television, bringing to your screens fair news, impartial news, credible and reliable news all the time. Get the whole truth on Camnet World News. Camnet Television, not just another channel.
In every celebration, there's a simple choice being made. To belong, count me in. In moments of love and promises for tomorrow, count me in. At the checkout line, in the middle of an ordinary day, a reminder that every number matters. Count me in. Across our communities, our streets, the same message finds us. Count me in. From the everyday worker to the hands shaping our future every day, the call is the same. Count me in. Around the traditions that bring us together, the message becomes impossible to ignore. Count me in.
This election season, your vote counts. Get your NRC and voters card ready.
Count me in.
Camnet TV main news now showing on Topstar channel 106, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on the Kenstream app. With the main news in detail, I'm Tapelo Joe Smata. The government has called on journalists to prioritize accuracy, ethical reporting, and professionalism as Zambia heads towards the August 13, 2026 general election, warning that misinformation could undermine public confidence in the electoral process. Speaking during the closing session of the Independent Broadcasting Authority's IBA Media and Elections Capacity Building Workshop for broadcasting stations on the Copper Belt, Information and Media Permanent Secretary Tabo Kawana said responsibility to safeguard the credibility of the elections through factual, balanced and responsible reporting. Mr. Kawana said journalists must provide citizens with credible information to enable them to make informed decisions during the election period. He stressed that professionalism in reporting would strengthen public trust, encourage informed citizen participation, and enhance the credibility of the electoral process. He urged media practitioners to resist the temptation to publish unverified information, noting that responsible journalism is essential in maintaining peace and public confidence before, during, and after the elections. The workshop, organized by the Independent Broadcasting Authority, marked the final in a series of capacity building programs aimed at equipping broadcasters with the knowledge and skills required to provide professional and ethical election coverage ahead of the country's general election. The Lusaka Magistrate Court has committed former Director General of Intelligence Xavier Chungu to the High Court for trial on 11 counts of seditious practices and publication or disclosure of information to unauthorized persons. Chief Resident Magistrate Tandose Chavala referred the matter to the High Court after State Prosecutor Samuel Zulu informed the court that Director of Public Prosecutions Gilbert Piri had issued committal certificate. Magistrate Chavala said the subordinate court lacked jurisdiction to hear and determine the case before formally committing Mr. Chungu for trial in the High Court. The committal followed 3 consecutive adjournments to allow the prosecution to complete the process of transferring the matter to the High Court. According to the prosecution, Mr. Chungu's charges stem from remarks he allegedly made during an interview on the Z podcast. The state alleges that he disclosed information obtained through his former role as Director of Intelligence without the written consent of the President or a person authorized to act on the President's behalf as required under the law governing intelligence service information. Mr. Chungu is expected to appear before the High Court, where he will answer the 11 charges. A Lusaka driver has been sentenced to 2 years imprisonment with hard labor after a Chinsali Magistrate Court found him guilty of aiding the illegal transportation of Ethiopian nationals into Zambia. Department of Immigration Chief Public Relations Officer Namati Shinka, in a statement to Camnet News, said the court convicted 25-year-old Jehoshia Suilanji Mulambia of Balason Township in Lusaka for aiding and abetting illegal immigrants contrary to the Immigration and Deportation Act. According to Mr. Shinka, the conviction followed investigations into the interception of 16 Ethiopian nationals at the Simon Mwansaka Pwepwe Plaza in Chinsali district on April 20, 2026. He said migrants were discovered after a Toyota Quantum bus, registration number CAL 4578ZM, was abandoned by its occupants. Mr. Shinka said investigators established that Mr. Mulambia, working with other accomplices, facilitated the transportation of 29 Ethiopian nationals from Nakonde towards Lusaka in a silver Toyota Hiace. He said along the journey, 10 of the migrants were transferred into a black Pajero Shogun, while the remaining 19 continued in the Hiace. Mr. Shinka said the operation was disrupted after the Hiace was involved in a road traffic accident in the Sansamwenji area of Isoka district. Mr. Shinka said Mr. Mulambia allegedly hired the Toyota Quantum from Lusaka to continue transporting the migrants, but immigration officers detected the vehicle in Isoka and pursued it to Chinsali, where the suspects abandoned both the bus and the prohibited immigrants before fleeing. Mr. Shinka said Mr. Mulambia was later arrested and charged him alongside 2 other suspects. However, the court acquitted the 2 co-accused after trial.
Chinsali Magistrate Court has convicted and sentenced Jehoshia Suwilanji Mulambia, 25, a driver of Ballaston, Lusaka, to 2 years imprisonment with hard labor for aiding and abetting illegal immigrants, contrary to the Immigration and Deportation Act, Chapter 123 of the Laws of Zambia. Immigrants were found after a registration number CAM was abandoned by its occupants. Investigations established that Mulambia, acting together with other accomplices, facilitated the transportation of 29 Ethiopian nationals from Nakonde towards Lusaka using a silver Hiace bus. Along the journey, 10 of the immigrants were transferred into a black Pajero Shogun, registration number BBA 4889, while the remaining 19 continued in the Hiace. Following a road traffic accident involving the Hiace in the Sansamwenje area of Isoka district, Mulambia hired the Toyota Quantum bus from Lusaka to continue transporting the illegal immigration. Members of the public are urged to refrain from participating in or of Isoka district, Mulambya hired the Toyota Quantum bus from Lusaka to continue transporting the remaining immigrants. However, immigration officers in Isoka detected the vehicle and pursued it to Chensali, where the suspects abandoned both the bus and the prohibited immigrants before fleeing. Subsequent investigations led to the apprehension of Mulambya and 2 others with whom he was jointly charged with aiding and abetting illegal immigrants. The 2 co-accused were later acquitted by the court. The Department of Immigration welcomes the conviction and sentence, which underscores the serious legal consequences awaiting individuals who.
The Zambia Police Service has formally charged and arrested Macpherson Mukuka, age 37, for allegedly recording and publishing a private conversation without prior notice to the people involved. Police Public Relations Officer Godfrey Chilavi said Mr. Mukuka faces a charge of prohibition of recording a private conversation without prior notice, contrary to Section 10 of the Cyber Crimes Act No. 4 of 2025. In a statement issued Wednesday, July 22, 2026, Mr. Chilavi said Mr. Mukuka allegedly used the Facebook page named Television Zambia to publish an article containing an audio recording of a private meeting involving several individuals between July 14 and July 17, 2026. Police allege that the conversation was recorded without informing the participants and was later published on the same Facebook platform. Mr. Chilavi said investigations led to Mr. Mukuka's arrest and he remains in police custody awaiting court appearance. The arrest comes amid increased scrutiny over the use of digital platforms and the publication of private communications under Zambia's Cyber Crimes Act.
The Zambia Police Service in Lusaka wishes to confirm that Macpherson Mukuka, age 37, has been formally charged and arrested with the offense of prohibition of recording a private conversation without prior notice, contrary to Section 10 of the Cyber Crimes Act No. 4 of 2025. It is alleged that between July 14 and July 17, 2026, Macpherson Mukuka used the Facebook page known as Television Zambia to publish an article that included an audio recording of a private meeting involving several individuals. It is further alleged that the conversation was recorded without giving prior notice to the persons involved and that the recording was later published on the same Facebook page. Following police investigations, the suspect has been formally charged and arrested for the above-mentioned offense. He remains in police custody and is expected to appear before court soon.
Meanwhile, lawyers representing ZMBC journalist Macpherson Chewe Mukuka have petitioned the Lusaka High Court to secure his release, arguing that police continue to detain him despite charging him with a bailable offense. Lawyer Simon Mlenga Mwila said he and counsel Isaac Mbe visited Mukuka at Kabwata police station on Thursday, where he has remained in custody since Friday last week. Mr. Mwila said police formally arrested and charged Mr. Mukuka with recording a private conversation without consent. He argued that the continued detention lacks legal justification because the offense is bailable and the defense has already provided suitable sureties to facilitate his release on police bond. The defense has since filed an application for a right of habeas corpus after Mr. Mukuka signed an affidavit supporting the move. Mr. Mwila said the legal team was rushing to the Lusaka High Court to seek urgent judicial intervention to protect Mr. Mukuka's constitutional right to liberty. Mr. Mukuka has been in police custody since last Friday while facing the charge of recording a private conversation without consent. Community Action Against Corruption, CAAC, has challenged the Anti-Corruption Commission, ACC, and the Drug Enforcement Commission, DEC, to publicly state their position on alleged corruption surrounding the Zambia National Service, ZNS Milli-Meal Supply Program. CAAC says the continued silence by the two investigative institutions over allegations involving senior government officials risks undermining public confidence in Zambia's fight against corruption. In a statement issued on Thursday, July 23, 2026 to Camnet News, CAAC Chief Executive Officer Brighton Tembo said citizens deserve clarity on whether investigations have been launched into the allegations involving public resources. Mr. Tembo has called on the ACC and DEC to explain whether investigations have commenced and, if not, provide reasons for not taking action. The organization warned that failure to address the matter could create a perception that the anti-corruption laws are being applied selectively. However, CEAC emphasized that its call for investigation should not be interpreted as a declaration of guilt against any individual allegedly linked to the matter.
Anti-Corruption Commission, Drug Enforcement Commission, they have to come out clearly and state their position concerning serious allegation of corruption at ZNS concerning the Millennium Saga. You know, this allegation has implicated senior government officials. So if the Anti-Corruption Commission can just decide to keep quiet without stating their position on this matter, then people will continue speculating. And you know, speculations, they raise other issues concerning corruption. So the Anti-Corruption Commission will do the people of Zambia a favor by stating whether this is the matter which they can investigate or a matter which they cannot investigate. Because if they say they are waiting for people maybe to report or somebody to report this matter to them, this is already in the public domain. And when an issue is already in the public domain, these institutions must be proactive and come in as quickly as possible to prevent further speculation concerning the matter, which can damage the reputation of people who are implicated in that. So the Anti-Corruption Commission will help the situation. They will help Zambians in this matter as well as the people implicated if they can come out and state their position on this matter. And that position will be official.
You are still watching main news on Camnet TV. We take our first set of commercials, but join us for more news when we come back. Do stay tuned.
Voting is one of the few moments where we all have a voice.
One person, one vote.
No titles, no status.
Just a choice.
It's not about doing nothing.
It's about showing up.
Because your vote matters.
It's easy.
It's important.
It's ours.
Count me in.
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 Did you know that you've got the right to complain against any radio or television broadcast? Did you also know that every radio or television station has an obligation to respond and address your complaints when aggrieved? The first step is to complain to the station not more than 3 months after the broadcast took place. It is expected that the station will respond reasonably to you, that is within 14 days. If not satisfied, then escalate your problem to the Independent Broadcasting Authority.
We're at Mass Media Complex, Ali King Carter Road, PO Box 32475, Lusaka, or call us on +260 211 250589 or visit our website at www.iba.org.zm. IBA, promoting ethical and professional broadcasting.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Welcome back to the Camnet News Desk, and now the news continues. The government has dismissed claims that the recent stability in fuel pump prices is linked to the election period, insisting that the trend is the result of policy reforms introduced by the New Dawn administration. Speaking during a tour of the newly constructed $123.5 million United States dollars LUSAKA fuel depot on Thursday, Ministry of Energy Permanent Secretary Professor Ephraim Mushimfwa said the government had implemented targeted measures to cushion consumers and stabilize the petroleum sector after global events triggered sharp fuel price increases. Professor Mushimfwa said the conflict in the Middle East disrupted international oil markets, causing fuel prices to rise, but stressed that the government responded by zero-rating selected taxes and introducing the open access framework to improve efficiency and price stability. He rejected suggestions that the current pump prices were being maintained because of the election season, saying the stability stems from deliberate policy decisions rather than political considerations. The Permanent Secretary also assured Zambians that the country has adequate fuel stocks and there is no reason for panic over petroleum supplies. He disclosed that Zambia currently holds enough fuel reserves to last 24 days for diesel, 17 days for petrol, 25 days for kerosene, and 15 days for Jet A1 aviation fuel. Meanwhile, project engineer Derek Mono said the new LUSAKA fuel depot has reached 100% mechanical completion and is awaiting commissioning from formal handover to the Ministry of Energy later this year. Mr. Mono said the facility has a storage capacity of 102 million liters, making it 4 times larger than the existing LUSAKA fuel depot. He explained that the depot comprises 11 storage tanks, with diesel accounting for the largest storage capacity at 60 million liters, while kerosene storage totals 2 million liters in 2 tanks with a capacity of 1 million liters each. The expanded storage capacity is expected to strengthen Zambia's strategic fuel reserves and improve the security of petroleum supplies across the country. We now go to Western Province, where the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, has called on returning officers in the province to remain non-partisan and strictly adhere to electoral procedures to ensure the country delivers peaceful and credible elections. Speaking at the close of a 5-day training workshop for district trainers and assistant district trainers in Mongo, acting district electoral officer Jones Siangandu urged election officials to conduct their duties with professionalism, impartiality, and integrity ahead of the August 13 general election. Mr. Siangandu said returning officers play a critical role in safeguarding the credibility of the electoral process and must remain neutral throughout the election period. He also urged district election trainers to faithfully follow all electoral processes, rules, and regulations when carrying out their responsibilities. Mr. Siangandu said adherence to established electoral guidelines is essential for maintaining public confidence in the electoral processes and ensuring peaceful elections. Meanwhile, participants at the workshop pledged to apply the knowledge and skills acquired during the training to help deliver credible, free and fair election in their respective districts. The 5-day workshop equipped district trainers and assistant district trainers with the technical knowledge required to effectively train election officials ahead of Zambia's general election. Our reporter in Western Province, Kelvin Kabilamusiabo, filed in this report.
With only 20 days remaining for Zambia to go to the polls, the Electoral Commission of Zambia has concluded its 5 days workshop for District Returning Officer in Mongo District in Western Province. Main purpose of training the District Returning Officers is to equip them with knowledge on the electoral processes, Speaking during the closing of the 5 days workshop in Mongo District, Acting District Electoral Officer John Siangando has urged the district election trainers to remain non-partisan for them to deliver a credible election.
We have a very big task ahead of us. It is us that are going to train the post staff. And for us to deliver a credible election, we need to know and to master all the electoral processes. Let's ensure that we adhere to all the rules, regulations, and processes in the Electoral Act and also the regulations. As we go, please, let's remain non-partisan. I think the Commission has always insisted on that. Even the post staff we are going to train, colleagues, let's ensure that they are non-partisan.
Others who spoke are Zakaria Kunda, National Election Trainer, and Moses Kasanda, National Election Trainer.
Everywhere else, they've done assessments. So because we want to conduct free, fair, credible elections in the coming general election.
Whatever we have covered here and what we have discussed here will be put to use and implement so that in the coming general election we'll have a success one.
Meanwhile, some participants have also expressed gratitude and have assured the Commission that they will deliver a credible election.
You should take note to say you don't participate as well in any political affairs if you want this election to be free and fair.
And we are fully equipped that we can promise the Commission, Electoral Commission of Zambia, that we are going to deliver credible elections.
And the training was a success and we are ready. We've been equipped with the rightful information and we are ready to go and train the trainees.
Kelvin Kabira Msebo, Camnet News in Mungu District in Western Province.
From Western Province, we now go to Central Province, Chisamba District in particular, where President Hakainde Hichilema commissioned the first 200 megawatts Chisamba solar plant. President Hichilema said the Chisamba solar plant, 100 megawatts, is an addition towards the 1,000 megawatts target set before the end of this year. The government has a target of 10,000 megawatts by 2031. He was speaking in Chisamba yesterday. Meanwhile, Zambia Electricity Supply Corporation ZESCO Managing Director, Engineer Justin Longo, said ZESCO is resolved to building a stronger, more resilient and more sustainable electricity sector capable of supporting the nation's aspiration for growth. And Chief Yamuka of the Lenje-speaking people of Chisamba District praised the government for the solar plant. He said the coming of the solar plant will stabilize the power supply and the cost of running businesses. Details from Nais in the following report.
President Hakainde Hichilema has commissioned the first 100 megawatts Chisamba solar plant. President Hichilema says the Chisamba solar plant 100 megawatts is an addition towards the 1,000 megawatts target set before the end of this year. Mr. Hichilema says the government has a target of 10,000 megawatts by 2031.
Shortly after the commissioning of phase 1, what a great day today that we're here to commission phase 2, which is another 100 megawatts. So 100 megawatts of phase 1, 100 megawatts phase 2, 200 megawatts. Great achievement. I think they deserve a clap. Chisamba alone is contributing to, this location is contributing towards our target of 1,000 megawatts of solar by the end of this year. And more importantly, contributing to our 10,000 megawatts of electricity in the country by 2031.
Meanwhile, Zambia Electricity Supply Corporation ZESCO Managing Director, Engineer Justin Longo, says ZESCO is resolved to building a stronger, more resilient, and more sustainable electricity sector capable of supporting the nation's aspiration for growth.
The operation of Zambia's resolve to build a stronger, more resilient, and more sustainable electricity sector capable of supporting our nation's aspirations for growth. As ZESCO, we are proud to have played our part in bringing this vision to life.
And Chief Chamuka of the Lenja-speaking people of Chisamba district has praised the government for the solar plant.
I'm a proud person, harboring the 200 megawatts, and I would like government even to come back to us so that we can give them more land. We want this project even to expand further by even bringing up another 20 to 50 megawatts.
Reporting for NICE in Chisamba district of Central Province, I am Clement Kachari.
We now take our final set of commercials, but join us for sports and international news when we come back. Do stay tuned.
For immediate coverage of any breaking or latest news in Zambia and around the world on Camnet television, call the numbers on your screen. Television, bringing to your screens fair news, impartial news, credible and reliable news all the time. Get the whole truth on Camnet World News. Television, not just another channel.
Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
In every celebration, there's a simple choice being made. To belong, count me in. In moments of love and promises for tomorrow, count me in. At the checkout line, in the middle of an ordinary day, a reminder that every number matters. Count me in. Across our communities, our streets, the same message finds us. Count me in. From the everyday worker to the hands shaping our future every day, the call is the same. Count me in. Around the traditions that bring us together, the message becomes impossible to ignore. Count me in.
This election season, your vote counts. Get your NRC and voters card ready.
Count me in.
Are you looking for a reliable and efficient courier company with international standards? Then let UBZ Courier, your trusted partner in swift and secure deliveries, be your ultimate choice. Whether it's a small package or a hefty consignment, UBZ Courier handles it all, locally and internationally. Our modern call center ensures personalized attention for every client. For seamless deliveries within Zambia and beyond, trust UBZ Courier. Call us now on +260 763 062 680 or visit us at plot number 15 Mwapona Road, Woodland, Lusaka, Zambia. UBZ Courier, a world-class brand that can be trusted.
Welcome back to Camnet News Desk, and now in international news. As U.S. strikes against Iran continue, the Strait of HORMUZ and Bab el-Mandeb Straits appear again closed to traffic. Iran's Revolutionary Guard released a video on Wednesday allegedly showing missiles and drones being launched toward U.S. bases in Jordan. The U.S. has been striking Iran for 12 consecutive nights, hitting targets across the nation. Tehran has warned of a powerful retaliation in the event of attacks on civilian infrastructure. Iran also announced that it stopped 3 oil tankers trying to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. Before the war in Iran, some 15 million barrels of oil from the Persian Gulf were shipped through the waterway each day. The alternative Red Sea route is also vulnerable, as seen earlier this week, when at least 9 ships turned back near the Bab el-Mandeb Strait after warnings from Iran-backed Houthi rebels. On Monday, Houthi leaders in Yemen declared a naval blockade against Saudi Arabia after an attack on Sana'a airport last week. Here's a roundup of international stories courtesy of Africa News.
Iran's Revolutionary Guard released video on Wednesday allegedly showing missiles and drones being launched towards US bases in Jordan. The US has been striking Iran for 12 consecutive nights, hitting targets across the nation. Tehran has warned of a powerful retaliation in the event of attacks on civilian infrastructure. Iran also announced that it stopped 3 oil tankers trying to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. Earlier this week, at least 9 ships turned back near the Bab el-Mandeb Strait after warnings from Houthi rebels. On Monday, Houthi leaders in Yemen declared a naval blockade against Saudi Arabia after an attack on Sana'a airport last week.
In Tunisia, long power outages across the country have added to the strain of an intense degrees, leaving many fearing for their livelihoods. For days, the state electricity and gas company has been issuing daily heat alerts listing neighborhoods where it will cut electricity to reduce pressure on the national grid. The state power company has also said heavy air conditioner use had pushed the electricity network to its limit. Another company official told state television that electricity demand may have reached a record 6 gigawatts on Tuesday after hitting 5.6 gigawatts only days earlier. Power and water cuts have affected parts of Tunisia in previous summers, but this year's outages have spread across much of the country. Some residents say the electricity had gone off for up to 6 hours at a time. Others said even longer. Scientists say human-driven climate change is increasing the length, intensity and frequency of heat waves. Tunisia still relies heavily on natural gas to generate electricity, but declining domestic production has increased its dependence on imports, while financial pressure has strained the state utility.
Following months of sometimes violent anti-illegal migrant protests in South Africa, 2 Ghanaians have petitioned the International Criminal Court. They've asked the Hague-based institution to open a preliminary investigation into the attacks against foreigners, which they say could constitute crimes against humanity. Several African migrants have been killed in the violence, while others have been beaten or seen their homes and shops looted. Tens of thousands of Africans have fled South Africa, many of them ahead of an unofficial 30th of June deadline by anti-migrant groups for undocumented foreigners to leave. Protesters blame migrants from elsewhere on the continent for problems at home, including crime, unemployment and pressure on schools and public services. The ICC petition submitted to the court last week alleges a pattern of widespread and systematic attacks against migrants. It also accuses President Cyril Ramaphosa's government of failing to prevent or punish those crimes. South Africa's Foreign Affairs has described the petition as opportunistic.
finally, in sports news this evening, the Copper Queens will depart for Morocco today after concluding their preparations for the 2026 Total Energies Women's Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON with a narrow 1-0 defeat to Algeria in an international friendly. Despite creating the better scoring opportunities for much of the match, Zambia failed to find the net before Algeria's Nali Noud struck the winner in the 88th minute. Captain Barbara Banda led Zambia's early attacks, while Rachel Kundananji came closest to breaking the deadlock in the 21st minute when her powerful effort crashed against the crossbar. The Copper Queens hit the woodwork again 10 minutes later through Rachel Nachula, who rattled the crossbar from inside the penalty area as Zambia dominated the first half. Head coach Nora Hople made several changes after the break, introducing Ochumba Oseke Lubanji, Kabange Mopopo, Enele Spiri, Everine Katongo, Margaret Gondwe, and Salia Mwanza to inject fresh energy into the side. The substitutions almost paid off when Kabange Mopopo found the back of the net near early in the second half, but the assistant referee ruled the goal out for offside. Mapepa later missed another good opportunity before Algeria capitalized on a late chance with Nohad scoring 6 minutes from time. Zambia had a golden chance to level the match after Grace Chanda won a penalty, but Oseke Lubanji struck the post before Algeria cleared the rebound. Despite the defeat, Hople expressed satisfaction with the team's overall performance, saying the biggest victory was finishing the match without injuries after several foreign-based players only joined the squad in Algiers a day before the game. She said the team would now focus on recovery ahead of their opening WAFCON fixture and called on Zambians to rally behind the Copper Queens. Captain Barbara Banda insisted the defeat had not affected the team's confidence or ambitions. She added that Zambia expects a highly competitive tournament but believes the Copper Queens are ready to challenge for honors. The 2026 WAFCON will run from July 26 to August 16 in Morocco and will also serve as Africa's qualification tournament for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil, with 4 automatic qualification places at stake. And that sporting item brings us to the end of this edition of Main News on Camnet TV. But before we go, a recap of stories that made headlines. Government challenges media to uphold ethics in election coverage. High Court takes over XAVIER CHUNGU'S sedition case. Lusaka driver jailed 2 years for smuggling Ethiopian migrants. In international news, US and Iran trade strikes as Tehran blocks tankers from Strait of HORMUZ. In sports, Copper Queens leave for WAFCON despite narrow Algeria defeat. We now look at the Camnet verse for the day, coming from the book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 25. It reads, "The Lord is good to those who wait for him." That ends the Bible reading, and that concludes this edition of Main News on Camnet TV. But dear viewer, be reminded, like always, that Camnet TV is not just another channel. Now showing on Topstar channel 106, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on the Kenstream app. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Tapelo Joe Smata. Good evening and God bless.